Eastern Conference here in Minnesota, where the Timberwolves will try to protect home court. And this matchup with the Knicks, hard to believe, just the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice a season, and last year they took both games.
Two teams in the bottom of the East and West, as you said. These regular season victories count for more. Both hungry for a win tonight.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got Porzingis. He's out there with Stoudemire. Calderon is out there with Anthony. And it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. On defense, New York. Garnett, the screen. Wiggins dishes to Martin. Back to Wiggins. Martin kicks to Towns. And the foul on Amari Stoudemire. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
On defense, New York. There's the screen to the middle. Here's Towns. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Anthony. On target from 13 feet. Anthony's got his second bucket tonight. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. They just, Greg, struggled in almost every defensive game.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis. And so just over a minute and a half played. Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Sam Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
He said a big part of this game will depend on how well they can slow down Carmelo Anthony. He added with his size and shooting ability, he can score inside and out. We're going to try a couple different coverages and show him different looks over the course of the game to try to keep him off balance. And guys, I guess we'll see how it works. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. The offensive rebound. Here's Galloway. Off target with his 3.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
So they take the lead.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Deep 2 from Anthony. Here's Porzingis. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Porzingis has got 5 now.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the backboard.
There's the steal. Anthony against Wiggins. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh, and all those guys, with the exception of Melo, had rings.
New York leading by 4. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now, here's Rubio. Outside Martin. To end the run. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003 all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
The feed now to Martin. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 6 points for Martin.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2.
Deflects the pass. Towns with the steal. And again, Kevin Martin. Martin's got 8.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot. Hey guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
So the Timberwolves call their first timeout.
It's hard to believe it, but Carmelo feels as if he's been underrated as a superstar to this point in his career, and I'm sure there are a lot of conflicting opinions on that topic.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Zhang comes in for Kevin Garnett. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And O'Quinn kicks to Williams. No luck. And Minnesota now the other way. For Carmelo, the numbers are there for him to be treated as a Tier 1 star still, I think, Clark, but it's hard to call him underrated.
Yeah, I think he'll be underrated until he's able to get to the championship round or maybe even win a ring. There's one thing that's clear, though. He's been under a lot of pressure since he's come into the league, and he hasn't been underrated in that regard.
Here's O'Quinn following the basket by Andre Miller. Now here's Muhammad. Defense is right there. This is to Wiggins. Miller outside. Back to Wiggins. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. 1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
Here's Galloway. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Back to Williams. Here's O'Quinn, and that one's good.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
20 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Miller. He dishes it to Pekovic. With 1 on the clock. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And so Pekovic nails both of them.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA.
Before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together.
You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
They seem to be a step slower, and that's one reason why they've been able to own the rebounding edge.
Well, the anticipation's been better. As the ball hits the rim, it's gone right to them. Solid job of them chasing it down and anticipating.
Timberwolves trail. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And New York looking at who they've got. Stoudemire out there with Porzingis. Then it's Williams. Then it's Anthony. And it's Grant in at the one. Stoudemire, no good.
And it became clear, thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
It's Anthony with the drive. To the inside from 13. Good as the jump shot falls. Porzingis has got 7 points in the game.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
It's Martin on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. Shot clock at 3. And it's Martin missing. The Knicks with the lead. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. From outside the arc. Here's Porzingis. And he gets it to go. Porzingis has got 4 this quarter.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Excellent use of the screen that time.
You know, kind of packing it in for the sake of being better in the future can possibly work in New York for a year or 2, but not longer than that. The media will eat you up there if you don't start making some progress towards winning, pleasing basketball.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Muhammad, the pass to Garnett. Fires for 3. Again, Martin missing. New York leading by 4. The pull-up. Passes it to Grant. He feeds it to Anthony. Here's Porzingis. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Porzingis has got 13.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
And the Timberwolves call time as the teams head into this timeout. A chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And New York making a change here. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Stoudemire. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Williams. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Grant. Out to the right wing. Galloway kicks to Anthony. And he gets the bucket. And now an 8-point Knicks lead.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Rubio dishes to Garnett. Back to Rubio. Pass to Garnett. Here's Muhammad. And a miss there on the triple.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
And it's Martin missing.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Muhammad, the pass to Garnett. And he uses the glass on the layup. Garnett's got his second basket of the night.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
And guys, KG is so loved and has given so much to the area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the state of Minnesota. He really, Clark, views it as his home.
And Kevin, you started with him there in Minnesota when he got underway in the league. Fans love having him there and involved with.
They set the screen. Back to Rubio. Taken away by Anthony.